In today's video, we're going to look at the overall market once again. Yesterday, I warned about a massive sell-off coming soon, and it looks like it might have been about 24 hours too early. So we're going to dive into the charts, and we're going to discuss what to expect for tomorrow. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all some stocks to keep on watch as well. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got the SPY. And again, yesterday I explained to you guys who may be beginners about the significance. So the significance of these three candles, the three black crows, right? And usually what follows is a massive candle down. We are still falling. This is not a bullish video at all. The bears are still in control of the SPY, and that zone right here has yet to be filled. I thought it was going to get filled today, but something needed to happen with the VIX, which still has yet to happen, all right, before we can see that type of panic and that type of chaos. And what I mean by that is this. Let's go onto the VIX so that y'all can see. We're going to go onto the 1 minute. And if you've been watching these videos, I warned you guys about an ascending triangle on the VIX and how much y'all should be careful about it and how y'all should be looking out for it. This is an ascending triangle, my favorite pattern by far. It works like a charm, usually on the good behavior. And yeah, it's there. It's very clean. I like it a lot. And I told you guys since Tuesday to keep an alert right at the top right there, right at 14.25. This, again, under good behavior, if there is no BS or whatever, this thing should open up higher at exactly $14.40. Then immediately push up and rise all the way up to, again, 15.5 and maybe even $16 by like right where these circles are, either here or here. All right, my thoughts and opinions on the VIX is not going to change. I do expect a massive sell-off, especially if this thing breaks out. It would make sense for, like, everything would make sense if this thing goes up to 16 and that gap on the SPY gets filled, as everything just falls. All right, so so far so good. Today was a slow day, but I think it's gonna pick up tomorrow. Now let's do an update on the crypto sector. I also warned about a specific bull trap with the crypto sector that I was watching for. Let's look at that really quick. Okay, so this is BTC, and BTC had this ascending triangle right there. It broke out on Monday night. I warned you guys. I told you I didn't like it, and I told you that typically, I've seen this before so many times in the crypto market. It's very tempting to chase out here. You see a pattern, you think it's gonna go again to 50,000 or 55,000, but no, you just get trapped the next day, and then this thing is gonna roll over slowly. Like, I don't see this thing going back over 45,000 anytime soon. I see this thing actually falling below 42,000 tomorrow. I do see that, and maybe even below 41,000. Again, I warned y'all about the trap, and the trap that I was waiting for actually occurred. This is very sloppy. It's not gonna get above 45,000 tomorrow or on Monday. So that's my thoughts on that one, which means obviously expect the crypto stocks, some of the crypto stocks at least, to fall. Let's look at, I'm gonna go on the 1 minute, and then we're gonna look at Mara. I'm gonna erase everything. All right, and we got Mara right here. Mara had a decent day to the bullish side, and then sold off in the last 15 minutes, probably because it reached a level of resistance from way back here. Again, this is the resistance from Friday right here. All right, it didn't quite touch it, but it's getting really, really close. And right now, the BTC futures are down by 1.5%. which means that these ones are probably going to be down a lot more. I think this is going to open up below $25, below 25.13, and then sell off again to retest $20. Again, I told you guys about this. I warned y'all. We see this little push, and then the next one would look like that. All right. And then next week, we might see this thing kind of fade, play some more games, and then ultimately just fade back down to like 17.5, and then consolidate some more before we see any like massive move. This is the top of this bullish move. This is done. We're not gonna see $35. I don't think that's gonna happen. Definitely not. At least not before. We're not gonna see that by the end of the month or by the end of next month. That's my thoughts on Mara. I do expect a fall and a fade throughout the next few days. Let's do an update on Tesla. All right, now with Tesla tried to make a push higher. As you can see, let's zoom in right here. Again, let's zoom in. This represents a whole lot of sellers. The bulls try to make an effort and push the stock up above 244, and then they got rejected later on during the day and closed lower than what it opened at. I do have an alert right here at 237. And my thoughts and opinions about Tesla are still the same. That gap is going to get filled tomorrow. I really believe so. Like if the VIX breaks out and all hell breaks loose, yeah, this thing could easily just drop by. It's only a, what, 3% drop? A 5% drop. That's excessive, but definitely possible. There's also a, if you look at the 10-minute chart, there is a bear flag on here that kind of broke down in the like very last seconds. If it opens lower, especially below these dip buyers who bought in right here, hoping for a major move above 250, if that alert rings, they're going to sell, they're going to get out, and then the price is going to drop all the way down to 225. All right, like I just watch out for that move. I think it's going to happen tomorrow. I think it's going to happen quite rapidly too. So that's my thoughts on Tesla. Still bearish. The next one that we have to look at, let's check out, let's see here, let's see. Let's check out Snapchat. And Snapchat fell to actually drop to $15 today, but it doesn't mean it's not going to get to $15 at all. Like, let's say you got in for the re-entry with puts over here, all right? The appropriate exit to get out before this massive move is when it fails to break back down below 15.8, right? You just take a tiny loss and then you get the same puts back at the close. This is dropping in a very choppy fashion, which is very annoying, but I'm going to have to move this thing to the right. I'm still bearish on it because I'm bearish on everything else. And relatively speaking, the stock is still high. It's up over 100% in a very short amount of time. So this little bounce right here on low volume is not that convincing, actually. It's really, really not. And bears use this opportunity to short with puts at a much, much cheaper price to make a bigger ROI on the way back down to 15. So my thoughts and opinions are not changing with this stock unless something happens with the SPY and QQQ. And even if you look at despite what I said about the VIX, if we look at QQQ itself and we zoom in, if you look at the 3-minute chart, this is what's on the 3-minute chart. This is a bearish structure. It broke down ferociously 15 minutes before the market closed right here. A lot of bears got in as soon as they sensed weakness. And look at that volume at the bottom. Again, don't be surprised if we see everything collapse. Everything is lining up perfectly, so I'm not bullish on anything at all. All right, now the last stock to look at today is Square. All right, and Square dipped a little bit It didn't go down to 65. It didn't go down to 65, and it definitely didn't completely fill the gap up here. Again, this gap, it tried to do it yesterday and got rejected at 70. The gap goes all the way up near $72, but it's not going to get filled until the bottom one at 65 get filled, when everything collapses. We might see this thing go lower than 65 actually. If we get as big of a sell-off as I think we're gonna get, this thing could actually drop a little lower than 65, maybe even to $60. Again, that would be sweet for all the shorts out there. All right, so that's my very honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to demolish the like button. As always, I release these videos from Sunday to Thursday at 10 p.m. Central Time. So definitely don't forget to click on that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you don't miss out, and that YouTube notifies you whenever I release these new videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see it, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma, at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma, Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you on Sunday night's video.